say all the time, never give credit if the credit is not due. Why would you have to do that? So you can only give somebody credit. So you can also give me credits only if you think the credit is due. But if it's not due, then don't bother, man. Don't even give me. Don't like. Don't subscribe. Don't even bother doing anything. But if you think it is out there, you can share. You know, if you think you know, my solving or my help or so math helps you or your daughter, your friends, your sister, or someone who's struggling with these stuffs, you know, and then you can always share. You can like. You know, you can follow me on Twitter, the same name there. You know, I'm trying to Bantu. So without wasting time, right, let's go to the question. So question number 4. So question number 4 shows me solve the following. So the question 1. So that's how they say solve the following inequality for x, and then they say 2x squared plus 5x less than 3. That's 4.1, 4.2. 4.2 without solving the equation 2x plus 5x equal to 3. How would you know that it has a 2 rational solution? Let's go to the optimum solution. Let's go. Without wasting time, let's go. Okay, so take my pen. I have all my tools with me. Here we go. So here we go. Okay, so the first question, the question number 4, excuse me, just like how they say there. Just everybody, I hope you can see there. Okay, so solve for inequality. What is inequality meaning? Inequality means it's not equal. So I'm saying it's not equal means this group here is less than 3. This sign here indicate less. Means how do you know that's less? And how if it is like this? When it's like that, that's a greater. That's a greater. Excuse me. So this is greater and this is less. This is less or equal. This is greater or equal. So I'm saying, so let's go to the question. So first of all, I'm going to take this equation and I'm going to write in a standard equation of quadratic. What is the standard equation of quadratic? The standard equation of quadratic, it's always like this: ax squared plus bx plus c, and then equal. But for this case, you're not going to write equal. We're going to say what? Less than 0. So what we see there, let's go to the solution. Excuse me. Take my page. So we see there. Excuse me. So I'm going to push my pep and then copy my inequality. And then copy that. Copy. So how you say inequality? Our inequality say 2x. Everybody can see square. And then plus 5x less than 3. So we say we're going to have to rearrange the equation into standard equation of quadratic. What is standard equation of quadratic? Is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. But for this case, it's not equal. Is what is less than 0. So you see, we don't have a 0 there. And this quadratic because it has a degree of 2. So we're going to take this. It has a degree of 2. When anything has a degree of 2, which is the maximum degree of x, and then that is quadratic. So here we go. So I'm going to rearrange this equation into standard form of quadratic, or standard form of quadratic. So 2x squared plus 5x come here. It's going to be less than 3. And they have less than 0. Means this is going to go over. It is positive. When it go over, inequality sign is going to be minus because it's positive. So now we're going to have to factorize. Put 2 bracket less than 0. So to get to x means I have to have a 2x and I have to have an x. And how I'm going to get negative 3 means I have to have a 1 and 2. And this is negative and this is plus. If you have a problem with the factorization, you can just write there, leave the comment, say, man, you know, I did understand the method how you do, but could you please make for quadratic for me? I'll definitely want to do that. Just for you, you know, I'll do that. Why not? Okay, so, but I've done some. You can check my YouTube channel. You're going to find it. So what we're going to do here, look, this is very important. Listen here. Don't say like, man, you didn't even say I should listen. That's what I say. Listen careful. So we say, look, we have first group and the second group. These two groups between bracket always multiplication sign. They say when you multiply these two groups, the answer must be less than 0. But how do we get something less than 0? For you to have anything less than 0 means the first group or any number, we assume this is a number, set a number. Like take as a group as a number, let's say 4, 5, or 6, or 2. And this group take as a number. So for you to have anything less than 0 means one of these must be positive and it must be negative. It means positive and negative must be always negative. And negative is less than 0. Less than 0. Or this could be negative and this could be positive, and then you're going to have less than 0. So I'm saying that's how you get less than 0. For example, if somebody give you positive 2 times negative any number, let's say 5, this is negative 10, which is less than 0. See, that's to say one of it has to be positive and one has to be negative, and vice versa. Vice versa, what that means, or this could be negative, let's say negative 6 times 2, and we get negative 12, which is also less than 0. So what we're going to do now, we're going to solve this equation into 2 parts, because they say less than 0. The first part, I'm going to put negative on the first one, like here. You see this one here? We're going to put the first one positive, and the second one negative. And then we're going to do the same thing. The same thing we did here, we're going to do also. The other one's going to be positive, negative, and the other is going to be negative. Let's start for the first part. So for us to have a negative means less than 0, we assume, let's say this is positive. It must be positive, and this must be negative to have less than 0. Just like I've shown you. So say positive 2x minus 1, and then so now we're going to multiply. So this stuff here must be negative bracket x plus 2, and it has to be less than 0. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to take this less than 0, and also this is less than 0. So we're going to say positive 2x minus 1 less than 0, and negative bracket x plus 2 less than 0. So not, see, because whenever, excuse me, we have a negative here. Whenever if you have, let's say, negative 2x, is something that has nothing to do with the equation. Let's say greater than 6. If you want to get x, we know for facts you must divide by negative 2, negative 2. So when you divide by negative and negative, the inequality sign change, direction of inequality change. Only when you divide by negative. So if you divide by negative 2, we're going to left with x. But this direction of inequality, see this one here? It's not going to be greater, it's going to be less. 6 divided is going to be negative 3. You should know that. If it's less, it's going to be greater. Like you have to change the direction of it. So okay. So for this case here, excuse me, for the first one which you take positive and positive, say, and then we're going to count for this one next. We take over. So it's going to be 2x less than 1 divided by 2 divided by 2. So x less than 1 over 2 because we divided by 2 divided by 2. And so for this case here, look, I'm going to divide by negative 1 and negative 1. So what we're going to have here, excuse me, we're going to be left with this negative and negative positive. So x plus 2. So because you divide by negative, the direction of inequality is going to change. So this is less than 0, it's going to be greater than 0. And then we take over. So x, excuse me, it has to be greater than negative 2. Man, I think some made a mistake here, man. This is not 2 here, my apology. To get 3 has to be 3. Apology, but I hope everybody got it. And this has to be 3, and yeah, 3. So this has to be 3, my apology. This has to be 3. Sorry about that. Apologize. Please forgive me if I brought any confusion. So this must be 3. 3. Okay. So we say okay. So this one go over. It's going to be negative what? X is greater than negative 3, and x less than a half. So let's see if it's true. So we're going to do a number line here, excuse me, to see if it's true. Excuse me, what is the number line? They say, okay, we assume this is 0, the number line, right? And they say x less than a half. Let's say this is 0 and they assume this is 1. So half somewhere here. But it's excluding. If it's excluding, you draw your cycle, but do not shed in. Means it's empty cycle. And then you write what? A half. Means less than 0. Less than a half means this side here. Let me use a pen here. Man, please, man, if you have a marker pen or if you can donate marker pen to me, I'll appreciate it. So less than a half means this side. All the way, continue all the way, less than a half. Let's assume this is 1, this is 2, 3, etc. etc. So x less than a half. Now we go. The other one, x is greater than negative 3. What's the negative 3? Negative 3, you should lie somewhere here. This is 0, we say. So this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Excluding, so total empty cycle in. But if it's including, which always you represent by, you're gonna shed in. So we're not gonna shed in anything. We're not gonna put solid dots. So the dot is gonna be empty. Excuse me. Why? Because excluding. They say greater than negative 3. What does that mean? means this side here. It's going to go this way. But now I'm going to mix the limit right hand down. But it should be here. Yeah, I don't know right here. I think it's going to make sense. Greater than -3. So this one is x greater than -3. And the first one, which was here, which was x less than half. Because here, this one. First one, x less than a half. So now what we're going to do, excuse me, thank you for your patience. So what we're going to do now, let's test if it's true. So which one true and which one is not true, excuse me. If you can donate your papers, please, man, and marker pen. I have a problem. I don't have enough marker pen, and you know I'm running out of finance now to buy marker pen. So I'm saying, so if you can donate me, I appreciate, man, so that I can keep on solving for you guys. Okay. So now we're gonna say, excuse me, marker pen, and you know any tool that you think is gonna help me to solve this stuff. Okay. So now we say, let's test. They say the first value of x is greater than -3. X is greater than -3. For example, -2, -4, -5 is greater than -3. What that mean? When you say x is greater than -3, means it can be -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -5, -7, any number which is greater than -3. That's how we say. Let's test a number, for example, -2. So we're going to plug in here in equation. So we're going to say 2, excuse me. So it's 2 here, and then -2 square plus 5 times -2. So what happened? -2 square equals 4. 4 times 2, 8 plus. So we have 18, and then this is going to give us -10. So the answer is -2. -2 is -2 less than 3? Yes, it's true. So we see when you take -2, yes, it's less than 3. Where do you put -2? Somewhere here. Because we want to test the number which is greater than -3, so we have to take a -2. -2 is greater than -3. Which number which is like here? Okay, let's say 2 on a positive line. Here 2. So if you take 2, it's going to be 2 square is 4. So we're going to say 2, and then put here 2. 2 square equals 4. 2 square equals 4, and then plus 5 times 2 equals to 10, which is going to be 18. 18 is less than 3? No, it's not less than 3. So I'm going to say it's not less than 3. 18 is not less than 3. That's how you represent not less. So 18 less than 3? No, it's not less than 3. So we see if we take a number here, any number which is out of this intersection, it does not work. But all the number which is in here, so we see all the number which is greater than -3, but when they lie in here, it works. But when you take out of here, like out of this, it does not work. Let's check out the number here because we took -2. Let's take excuse me, we take -2 here. So it's -2. My apologies. So let's take what? Let's say -1 here, which is -1. So put -1, which you know is gonna work. See, -1 is gonna be 2. -1 square equal to 1. Plus 5 times -1 is -5, which is gonna give us -3. Is -3 less than 3? Yes, it is. You see that? So we see all the number which in between -3 and a half, it works. What about 0? Let's test for 0. So it's about testing, right? Let's test for 0. So for 0, excuse me, of course it's going to be 0, 0. So everything's going to be 0 here. 0, 0. Is 0 less than 3? Yes, it's true. Okay, I see. So we see the number from -3 to a half. Yes, they accept. -3 to a half. But not after here. You see what I'm saying? So for that case, excuse me, above than -3, it works, but to a half. So then how are we going to conclude? We say, okay, so for the first party, we say it's impossible. So x has to be only less than, x has to be only less than a half. X has to be less than a half, means a half and less, and also, and -3 means between -3 and a half. That's true, we agree. You see what I'm saying? So now we go for the next one, because we say we took the positive. So now I want to check what the negative. now we're going to take the other one, right? So for that case, now we know this, the whole situation here did not satisfy. You know why it didn't satisfy? Because it has to satisfy. We see, because the x has to be less than a half and x has to be greater than negative 3. But not all the greater than negative 3 to x. It's selective. What that means is selective. It means only select from here to there, but it didn't select all of it. So for that case, since one it did not satisfy, so it's not possible. It's not possible for x has to be greater than a half and x has to be greater, less than a half, and x has to be greater than negative 3. It's not possible because one of this answer it did not satisfy. So how I'm gonna find that? I'm gonna say for the first one is not possible. We know this is the answer for the first one, yes, but it's not possible. So I'm gonna write here it is not possible. It is not possible. Please, if you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe button. So it's not possible that x has to be less than a half and it has to be greater than negative 3, because sum of x greater than negative 3 does not satisfy in the line. So we're gonna say it's not possible for x. Make sure you draw everything, right? Make sure you draw everything so number line. It's not possible x has to be less than a half and the same x has to be greater than negative 3. I hope you understand. It's not possible. Why? It only satisfies one, but it doesn't satisfy the. It's selective. It satisfies some of the term which is less than a half all the terms, but a greater than negative 3, not all the term is selective. Select some it does not. Like we see, x less than negative 3. It's only satisfied here, but here no, it didn't satisfy, which is also greater than negative 3. So for that case, I'll say no. So this is not possible. The solution. So we're gonna take the same. But now we're gonna switch. You're gonna start. This is gonna be negative. This is gonna be positive. Excuse me. So we say okay. So I'm gonna copy the same question, but this one is gonna be positive. One is gonna be negative. So we say okay. So excuse me. I was right there. So I hope everybody can see right. If you cannot see, please let me know. Did everybody saw that? Okay. So now, excuse me. Let's go. So now you say, okay, write everything is important. If that's the equation, is your question, make sure you write everything. So remember to take positive and negative to get less than 0. So now we're going to take the first one is going to be negative, which is 2x minus 1, and the second one is going to be positive. But there's a multiplication here, and there's x plus 3, and they say less than 0. There you go. So now we do the same approach you did on the previous step. So it's okay. So this less than 0, so it's a negative bracket 2x minus 1 greater than less than 0, less than 0, and the other one x plus 3 also less than 0. So what happened? We divide by negative throughout. When you divide by negative throughout, this is going to be 2x, we divide by negative 1 divided by negative 1. It's going to be left with 2x minus 1, but the inequality sign is going to change direction, means it has to be greater than 0. We know that one, it's explained in the previous page. And this is going to be x less than negative 3. And then 1 go over, so 2x is greater than 1 divided by 2 divided by 2, so we say x is greater than 1 over 2, and x less than negative 3. Okay, so we're going to do the same test like how we did it before. So I'm not going to explain over and over and over. What I'm going to do is just go straight. I'll hammer it straight. They say, hammer it straight. Yeah, I'm going to hammer it straight. Okay, so let's go. So draw my number line. Okay, let's assume this is 0. So x is greater than half. Okay, let's say this is 1, 2, 3. Greater than half means this is x. That is excluding. So say excluding greater than. So I use that a pen quick here. So that you go together. Greater than half means going to be here. So this, let's assume 1, 2, 3. So this is a half. So here is x is greater than a half. Okay, x less than negative 3. Okay, less than negative 3. Okay, so this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So x less than negative 3. Okay, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So this is negative 3 and less is this side. X less than negative 3. So what we're going to do now, excuse me, x less than negative 3. We're going to do the same test. You see what I'm saying? We're going to take a number which is greater than a half and see if it satisfies. Means any number which is greater than a half, it has to satisfy equation. What is the equation? This is a question here, remember. 2x squared plus 5x less than 3. I'm going to write again. So the question is 2x squared plus 5x less than 3. So what we're going to do now, excuse me, we're going to have to take a number, we're going to have to taste it. Okay, let's taste now. x less than -3, which number, for example, -4 is less than -3, -4, -5, -6. Okay, so let's say -4. So we say 2 -4 square plus 5 and then -4. We want to see if it's true less than 3. We want to see what is the number. So this is going to be -4 times square 16. 16 times 2 32. And 5 times is going to be -20. Okay, -20, this is going to be 12. Is 12 less than 3? No, it's not less. So we're going to say not less than 3. So no, this does not satisfy. It doesn't satisfy. So say okay. So this one, we see no, it doesn't satisfy our equation. See, so now we come this side here. So I'm saying, and we don't, any number you substitute here is not going to satisfy. It's going to be greater. For example, take let's say -5. -5 is going to be 5 squared equal 25. 25 times 2 equal to 15. And then 5 times 5 times -5, -25, which is going to give us 25 positive. 25 positive, is it less than 3? No, is not less than 3. So this one does not satisfy. So now we come there. X greater than half. X greater than half. Excuse me. We want to say x is greater than half. So x is greater than half. Okay, x is greater than half. Excuse me. Okay, let's go for x greater than half. If it's x greater than half, it's okay. Let's go for x greater than half. So x is greater than half. For example, let's say 2. Yeah, this is going to satisfy. Let's say 1. We have 1. Okay, so that's 2. So we're going to say 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 5. What is this? 1. 1. So we're going to have here, this is going to be 7. 7. Is 7 less than 3? No, it's not. So it doesn't satisfy this one. It does not satisfy, man. Okay, 2. Say the same thing. If you take 2, it's going to be 2 squared 4. 4 times 2 equal to 18. Plus 5 times 2, which is going to be equal to 18. Is 18 less than 3? No, it does not satisfy. It does not satisfy. So for that case, for this one, both of them, they don't satisfy. So I'm saying, so we see also they don't satisfy. However, same thing, if we test this value, which is not part of our solution, we know it's going to satisfy. For example, if we take -2 low. So -2, what is a -2? Excuse me. Or another way, what is our previous line? Let me go. Okay, excuse me. Another way you could do, excuse me. Or another thing you could do, excuse me. Come on, follow. Okay. Everybody can see there, right? Follow. Okay, everybody can see. So now we say, see what I'm saying, that's the previous and this is the current one. So we say, oh, the second one it didn't satisfy. So then how are we going to conclude now? Because the second one didn't satisfy, and the first one also it only satisfied from -3 to a half. But no. Oh man, come on, please, man, we're busy starting here. Stop making noise. So it's okay. So now, so somebody started to sing, so makes it video. Okay, so now we say, for that case, for the second one, there is no such values. So we agree for the second one, there is no such value because we try here and here, no such value. So for the second one, please, if this is your assignment or test, make sure you write everything. Say for the second one, no such value. Values means it does not satisfy. When x is -3 and x is no, it didn't satisfy. But what did you learn? For what we saw, or a previous one, any number which is here is satisfied. So we say when x is equal to half, and between any number we have tested for the first one, less and -3. Oh, the number here, the wax. All the number there, the wax there. See all the number there, the wax there. Between -3 and a half, all the number there. So if I had to say, I'll pick that one as my solution. See, if you have an equation, but if that's your exam, make sure you write everything. Write down everything. You know, like I say, if you have equation, so I'm saying, if you have equation, you can always ask me. Don't give me credits if the credits, you know, it's not due. Ask me a question. So that's excuse me. if I had to write the last answer, so say that's my final answer. So I have about it so there. Go to the next question. Go to the next question. So now we go to the question question 5 then. No, question B. 4B. Question 4B. What a question now? Misplaced now. So I'll just type it and call question 4B.